came back and presented the pro stocks. 1978, they became their own division. 1980, they became the headline division and have continued on ever since. We continue that tradition today. 40 laps. Ready to rock and roll. Kenny Spencer and Tom Scully Jr. at the top of the field. Tommy Adams and Dick Benoit, row number 2. Ready to rock and roll. Tim Bolduc looks him over, waves the green flag, and the pro stocks are underway down into turn number 1.
Kenny Spencer looking to fire things up with the Taz's cars around already. It's Mike Mitchell going for a spinnerooski.
Mitchell, a 360, throws it back in gear and keeps on trucking as the leaders thunder down into turn number 1. Spencer sets the pace. Adams on his tail, and Estrella slides up into the 3rd spot. Behind him, the 12 of Bobby Pelland. Scully tries to hang on as he continues to backslide on the top side.
Taz's barbecue and pig roast on the top spot in that number 0 machine, but it's Tommy Adams hard on his heels, trying to challenge for the top.
The 2. Scully goes around. The 22 of Jenison spins as well, and we are under yellow with 3 laps complete. A little jumble of racing. Scully goes around, made contact with Mark Jenison. I believe Mark's got a flat left rear tire. Scully's got a little front end damage underneath that nose cone. He's going to have to get that taken care of.
Make an explosion off the start here. Try getting something going on that high line as they come around. Through the new pavement they come. Steve Bowden looks over the field. Tim Bolduc unfurls the green flag, and we're racing. 2 by 2 they go down the backstretch.
Tommy Adams on the outside, Kenny Spencer down low, racing wheel to wheel at the top of the field. They roll over turn 4, down to the stripes. Spencer sets the pace that time across into turn number 1. Adams holding on to the outside as Estrella looks down low, trying to find himself up towards the top as they come off of 4.
Kenny Spencer clear all around for the lead. Dylan Estrella looking to capitalize as he gets to the inside of the Tom the Bomb Adams machine. The 56 high side wants to keep up the momentum, or else he's going to succumb to the 12 of Bobby Pelland. Pelland with a look to the inside as the 56 sideways into 1, gathers it back in, keeps it up high as again a contact between the 12 and the 56. Car around, it's the 47 of Dick Benoit.
Benoit goes around, the 27 of Brayman also involved, the 88 of Spencer goes around, and we are slowed up all of a sudden. Listen to Rick Martin's car when he comes by. Sounds different. Sounds mean.
Almost
sounds like Rick is a little radical in 2023. Field is set. Crossover, the caution lights are out. The Bristol Toyota Pace truck has pulled down to the center of the infield. 5 down, 35 to go. Kenny Spencer, Dylan Estrella looking for the green. Up on the throttle they come. We're back underway, and Estrella with a great run up on the outside, looking for the edge off of 2.
Kenny Spencer hangs tough on the low side, but it's Dylan Estrella with the momentum up on the high groove. Sticks his nose out ahead, leads the lap that time by. Still not quite clear of Kenny Spencer down on bottom. Dylan Estrella continuing to take it to the Vetters. Car goes around.
Several cars involved there, including
Jeremy Lilly going around.
Mike Bowman is involved, and 2 other cars. Mark Jenison is the 3rd, and not exactly sure who that 4th one is. I believe that may be.
I saw a blue number. I think that's Lilly facing the wrong direction, high off a 3.
Trying to determine who that other car is. That may be the 22 of Ken LaValle. To pull down to the infield, Dylan Estrella now set to the pace. Kenny Spencer 2nd, Bobby Pelland, Tommy Adams, row number 2. Colby Fournier and Rick Martin 5th and 6th. Up on the throttle they come. Green flag unfurls. We're back underway, and Estrella gets a good jump. Bobby Pelland trying to squeeze in down underneath as he battles with Kenny Spencer for 2nd down the back straightaway.
Dylan Estrella looking to clear himself all around for the top spot. Bobby Pelland behind him, 2nd in line on the bottom. Kenny Spencer, though, 1st in line on the high groove, trying to give chase to the top spot. 2 by 2 they go. That's for 2nd, Pelland and Spencer. Just behind them, it's Tommy Adams with Colby Fournier gathering it back in as he battles for 4th with Adams.
Fournier slides it in down to the inside. Adams settles in behind. Look at Fournier dive down to the inside of the Pelland just cruised right by like he hit the afterburners. Meanwhile, up front, Kenny Spencer is all over the back bumper of Dylan Estrella. They play a little tag. Here comes Pelland back underneath Fournier down into one.
Colby Fournier definitely dealing with the handful with Bobby Pelland there, as looks like the number 88 of Kevin Casper heads pit side. Trouble for the 78 as Danny Tebow goes spinning on the front stretch, able to keep it in the right direction. Another car behind the two of Tom's 22 of Mark Jenison, totally of Ken LaValle. That car totally in my blind spot behind the flag stand.
Well, if you were paying attention, you would have seen it.
Coming to a halt as the yellow flag comes out for the fourth time in 11 laps.
So Tebow did a full 360, threw it back into gear and kept going, and Ken LaValle hit the brakes and the car just snapped out from underneath him. So, you know, while we've getting these few laps in, there's been some good racing up through the field by. Here comes Danny Tebow back out, rejoined at the tail end. Slow through the corner. Estrella starts to wind it up. Spencer on the outside. Nice even start. And Dylan gets a good run on the start. Here comes Colby Fournier down to the inside of Spencer. Father and son-in-law racing for second down into turns 3 and 4. They come off the corner, chasing Dylan Estrella.
Great jump for Estrella off the restart. Colby Fournier real loose though, shuffles all the way up. The rest of the field dodging their way by. Colby Fournier coming to a stop high off a 2. The rest of the field comes by. Yellow flag out.
Yeah, it looked like something, I don't know if he had a tire go down or something broke on that number 16, but that car shot up the racetrack in the middle of turns 1 and 2 and did a great job saving it from going around or hitting anything, and a great job by the drivers around him for not coming into contact.
Yeah, that 16 shot up the track. I mean, it was like right.
It'll be Dylan Estrella and Kenny Spencer at the top of the field. Looking for the green off of 4. Tommy Adams, Bobby Pelland, row number 2, up on the throttle. Here they come, and 12 laps are complete. We're back underway, and Estrella gets it. No, this one is coming back. Not a good start.
12 cars still standing. We started with 17. 12 remaining here. As they come back around this time, Tim Bolduck, watchful eye, green flag flies. We're racing Dylan Estrella, good jump down into turn 1. Kenny Spencer tries to hang on the outside as Tommy Adams looking for a wave by on the inside.
Adams knocking on the doors. They come off of turn number 4. It is Estrella, a half a car length over the 0 with Spencer, and look at the run. Kenny gets on the outside, evens up, gets an advantage down into 3, off of 4. He's got the lead one more time.
Kenny Spencer making the high line work with all the momentum. Dylan Estrella trying to hang on to the rear quarter of Kenny Spencer, but Spencer really finding something here in this mid-stage as they get together briefly on the exit of 4. Dylan Estrella, though, keeps the handles on it. Kenny Spencer, though, able to take advantage of the loss of momentum, and we have Kenny Spencer back at the point.
Spencer got loose off the corner, gathered it back in, but not before making a little bit of contact with the right front of Estrella. Estrella gathers in. They run nose to tail down the back straightaway. The battle is for 4th. Rick Martin down on the inside of Bobby Pelland as they come off of 4. Tommy Adams getting a point from our starter, letting him know that he's being watched. They come down the back straightaway. Adams sits 3rd. Here comes Martin looking for 4th.
Rick Martin hard charging to the inside of Bobby Pelland. Door to door they go, unwinding off of 2. Mark Jenison sits in 6th with the front row seat to that battle. The front 3 are in single file. Rick Martin, though, with the advantage to Bobby Pelland that time through. Bobby Pelland pulls back alongside, right to the front nose cone of the 14 as we come back around and take the cross flags.
Down into 1 and 2, 20 down, 20 to go. Kenny Spencer sets the pace. Dylan Estrella is 2nd. Tommy Adams 3rd. Bobby Pelland and Rick Martin continue to race side by side for 4th and 5th. Jenison is 6th. Lilly is 7th. Brightman, Rotundo, and Scully round out the top 10. Make that Tebow rounds out the top 10.
Rick Martin versus Pelland for 4th continues as they come across to complete the 22nd lap. Kenny Spencer, your leader. Dylan Estrella sits in second. Tommy Adams rounds out your top three. Rick Martin to the inside still of Pelland. Pelland starting to edge ahead on that high groove. Can't quite clear the Northeast Alternatives 14 machine as Rick Martin proving stout down into three.
Yeah, Bobby's done a great job up on the outside, giving Martin the room he needs, but keeping the momentum going, pinching him in the middle of 1 and 2, and look at the run he's able to get down the back straightaway. He gets a little bit of an advantage, but 3 and 4 is where Pelland seems to be his strongest. Not that time, of course, as Martin tries to get the better of him, but these two have been putting on a hell of a battle, and Pelland goes from the top to the bottom. Contact. Martin hangs on. Pelland down to the inside.
That invites Mark Jenison into the fight. Carl around. Jeremy Lilly in turn 4.
Along with Mike Rotundo.
Yeah, those two were battling side by side, not far behind the battle we were calling between Jenison and Pelland. They were about 10 car lengths back. They were glued door handle to door handle for almost the good amount of that green flag run, and apparently the battling became too hot to handle as the Lindblad Special got linked up with the number 3 machine of Jeremy Lilly as Lilly takes his rig pit side on the bottom at the front. Dylan Estrella on his outside. Tommy Adams, second car back on the inside, and Bobby Pelland 4th. Rick Martin 5th. Mark Jenison 6th. Tim Bolduck looks over the field. Green flag flies wild, and Kenny Spencer and Dylan Estrella a little bumper to bumper as it's really door to door as they got down into turn 1. Turn 3 now, here we go. It's 2 by 2 for the lead as they unwind off of turn 4.
Off the corner they come, and Estrella trying to work that outside lane, trying to wind up that top groove as they come off of turn number 2 as he evens up with Spencer down into 3 and 4. Wheel to wheel at the top of the field. Spencer a little bit crossed up. They raced out into 1. Estrella had the lead that time by at the stripe. And how about Pelland moving up to 4th by the 14 of Martin. The outside lane really showing some strength there tonight as Spencer throws it in, gets a little bit crossed up, loose in the corner, tries to gather it in, but goes around off of turn number 2. That's going to bring out another yellow. Kenny Spencer had a great run going and got in just a little bit too tight in the middle of turns 1 and 2. The back end slid out from underneath him. And he finds himself now at the tail end of the grid.
Second on the outside. Mark Jenison rounds out your top 5.
Bristol Toyota pace truck sits down in the center of the infield as the field thunders off of turn number 4. Estrella and Adams side by side. Estrella with a half a car length advantage. Pelland trying to squeeze in underneath Adams off of 4.
Dylan Estrella looking to break away as the cars behind him battle for second. That's Pelland, and Adams invite Mark Jenison into the battle. Door shut though on him by Adams. That's 3 cars in a row. Nose to tail Jenison with Adams as that's for 3rd. Meanwhile, Rick Martin trying to get it done up top. Just in front of them, though, Tommy Adams with a look to the inside of Bobby Pelland, gets there, sticks it, side by side off of 4, and a drag race into 1.
Down into the 1st and 2nd corners, and the 12 of Pelland has the advantage down the back straightaway, and Martin trying to climb that ladder up on the outside as well. Off the corner they come and across the stripe. 32 laps up on the board, and the battle is from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Dylan Estrella pulls away from the grid. Down into the corner they come. Adams has the advantage off of 4. Pelland battles back on the outside.
2 by 2 for 2nd and 4th. Adams proving tough on the inside. Just behind him, Mark Jenison. Pelland to the outside of Adams. Tommy Adams real tight off of 4. Gathers it back in. Bobby Pelland getting eaten up by Danny Tebow. And just like that, Mark Jenison has surged into 2nd and Rick Martin to 3rd.
Yeah, what a move by those 2 drivers being heads up when Tommy Adams slid up the racetrack as he falls back to the 4th spot. 5 laps to go. and Dylan Estrella all alone by a half a straightaway over Mark Jenison in second. Third is the 14 of Martin. Fourth is the 56 of Adams, and the 12 of Pelland rounds out the top five. They come down the dash straightaway. Great run for Tebow, sitting sixth on the grid with 3 laps to go.
Estrella continues to nurture a 15-car length lead as he wraps his car through turns 1 and 2. Mark Jenison first in line of the rest of the leaders. Rick Martin right behind him as they get the 2 to go this time by.
2 more circuits to go, and it is the 46 of Estrella comfortably at the top of the field. Mark Jenison is running in the number 2 spot, down into 3 and 4. White flag out, final time around. Dylan Estrella went traveling in 2022. 23 sees him come back, and he leads the charge and will find himself back in victory lane for the first time in 3 years. Dylan Estrella picks up the win. Second place going to Tommy Adams. Third to Radical Rick Martin. Second to Mark Jenison. Third to Radical Rick Martin. We'll talk to our third place finisher, Rick Martin. Rick, again, 2 weeks in a row, 2 podium finishes in 2 divisions.
Yeah, it's where we like to be at home. One piece, to finish up the front. Boy, it was a rough start there, get going there. I mean, guys were crashing these things like they're go-karts. I don't know. They must like working on them all week. Congratulations to Dylan. Welcome back.
The car looked real good on the outside tonight. Is the track coming into a second groove?
Yeah, the track's coming in. They did a great job, Dave, over in the Seekonk Speedway with the track. It's just, right now, the asphalt's got so much grip, it's chewing our tires up, and we only get to put 1 new tire on tonight, so saving some for next week. But it's going to be good in racing once we get some rubber down.
I know you got some people you want to thank for keeping you up on the podium.
Yeah, I got to throw Northeastern Alternatives, K&M Auto, K&M Realty. Actually bought a house from them this week, so homeowner first time at 65. Got to thank Brightman Lumber. Without these guys, we wouldn't even be here. Auto Cosmetics, Shine Shop, all these people. It's a group effort to get these things here every week.
Congratulations, a great third place finish for Radical Rick Martin. Back on the podium again, our defending champion, Mark Jenison. And Mark, these podium finishes are coming hot and heavy for you.
Oh man, I keep saying I don't really care for this car too much, and the other car was the other car's faster, but I was like a little nervous tonight. But it turned out to be a hell of a night for both cars. It's a lot of contributing things come from the garage with these guys and the guys that are here, my crew. I got my spotter, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Great job tonight. Glenn, my brother Glenn. My crew guys, Tom Wright and Jeff Green, Jimmy Richards. I mean, my crew is just unbelievable. They're doing a great job. And, Stefano's is one of my sponsors this year. They're doing awesome, helping us out. This is our troops and veterans car and our support our first responders car. So this was for them tonight. Thank you guys for doing what you do, and I hope we can help you guys. Hope this helps you out.
Congratulations. Lane, welcome back to Dylan Estrella. Dylan, congratulations. Welcome back. We missed you up here.
Yeah, I do miss being here. Happy birthday present to my wife, before she left for work at 3 in the morning. She was like, yo, you better go get me a win for my birthday. And I was like, I guess I got to do it. So here we are, babe. Victory lane in the gridiron after. Let's go. A big thank you to Everett Auto Parts, Roy, Bob, J&R Precast, Everett's Tire Center, my guys, Mike, Jim, my dad. Matt, when he gets to help us out, he's with the Wayland Tour this year. We miss him. Big thank you to Jeff. Struggled a little bit in the heat race, and he threw a big change on it. Really woke this car up. Just needs a little bit more, and I think we'll be good to go.
Last year, you got to do what you want to do. You always wanted to go touring. You were able to do that. This year, you're back home. How much did that touring help coming back here this year?
It definitely helps. I mean, geez, physically wise, you're doing 100 and something laps. You got to hold your head up that whole time, but it's a totally different ball game. I mean, setup wise, it's totally different. I mean, some of the tracks, I joke around with everybody. I didn't even know where to go to the bathroom at some of the tracks. So it was just a totally different curve for us, but it's good to be back home. I mean, they did pave the track, and I told everybody, I was like, hey guys, we're starting over from square one because this track is totally different, and it's like a brand new track. So take a little bit longer to get used to the paved corners and being on the bottom of somebody and trying to stay off them and stuff. But all in all, it was a good night.
Couple of close calls out there. One with Kenny, he got a little sideways, got into you, you got sideways. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, that's just hard racing. It seems like the outside, you really got to be in control of that guy on the bottom. I mean, it seemed like lap after lap he was getting into us, which I totally understand. I mean, it's tight on the bottom when someone's there, but I mean, I guess you just got to rewrap the left side of the car all over again this week. So.
Well, welcome back to Victory Lane. Welcome back home. How about a round of applause for our top part in second place to Mark Jenison.